Good morning, welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, October 29th, 2008. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 3:30 p.m. in London, 12:30 in Hamilton, Bermuda. In Mexico City, it's 9:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. On this day in history, I'll read this first two paragraphs from the New York Times from a date that I'll give you in a second. Stock prices virtually collapsed yesterday, swept downward with gigantic losses in the most disastrous trading day in the stock market's history. Billions of dollars in open market values were wiped out as prices crumbled under the pressure of liquidation of securities which had to be sold at any price. From every point of view, in the extent of losses sustained and in total turnover, in the number of speculators wiped out, the day was the most disastrous in Wall Street's history. Hysteria swept the country and stocks went overboard for just what they would bring at a forced sale. No, this is not from a few days ago. This is in fact from the New York Times on October 29th, 1929, reporting on Black Tuesday. Well, we'll go to our news, and hopefully we won't see a repeat of that. In an economic update, the stock market is actually up a little bit, 6 points as we start. Yesterday, of course, it had the tremendous rally of almost 900 points. All eyes are on the Federal Reserve today. At 2 p.m., they're going to come out with their announcement. It's widely predicted that we're going to see a half-point interest rate cut. Meanwhile, overnight, Beijing cut interest rates again by 1/3 of a point. This is the third such reduction in 3 months' time, as they're desperately trying to put the brakes on their economy over there. Meanwhile, in the U.S. this morning, we saw a very strong durable goods order, up 0.8%. Quite a surprise. It has the market basically very pleased. We've even seen some isolated good profit numbers from some companies. Kraft Food, as well as a couple of the energy companies, have come out with some good numbers. But everything is looking at the events this afternoon. Hopefully the market hasn't guessed wrong. Meanwhile, back into the news of casualty, there have been 2 strong earthquakes in Pakistan. A strong earthquake struck before dawn there today in the southwestern part of the country, killing at least 150 people. You see it there by Quetta, Pakistan. The roads were blocked by landslide. The Army had to use helicopters to ferry in hundreds of troops and medical supplies. The field hospital that's been set up in Quetta, which is the provincial capital of Baluchistan, is 50 miles away from the epicenter. The quake was measured at 6.4, and then meanwhile, about 12 hours later, a second quake of 6.2 struck the same area. The worst hit areas seem to be around the town of Zirat, where hundreds of homes have been completely destroyed. At least 150 people are confirmed dead, 15,000 are homeless. Pakistani local authorities are appealing for international assistance. Meanwhile, in some more reinsurance profit news, or lack thereof, from Bermuda, ACE Limited has reported third quarter operating income of $504 million and net income of $54 million. Operating income was down 27% from the same quarter last year. The company noted that the quarter was marked by financial market volatility in both the credit and equity markets, which impacted net income and book value. Evan Greenberg, the chairman and CEO of the company, said our book value in the quarter was impacted by extreme movement in financial asset prices. He went on to say, in my judgment, given both the rapid destruction and increased cost of capital, combined with the damage inflicted on a number of companies in our industry, that the soft market for P&C insurance is essentially over, and the rates will begin to firm. He continued saying, these challenging times will create opportunities. I'm confident that ACE will be one of the companies with the financial wherewithal and franchise power to take advantage of those opportunities. Meanwhile, there's another side of the coin in this discussion. At a gathering in Scottsdale, Arizona yesterday at the Property Casualty Insurers Association of America annual conference, Paul Caron, the chairman of Benfield, told the national underwriter that he thought reinsurers were talking up hardening of the market but not living up to the verbiage. Caron was quoted as saying, I don't think their hearts are in it. He said he also thought reinsurers lack, quote, the intestinal fortitude to risk losing business with rate increases. Caron's company, of course, was recently purchased by Aon. He is due to become chairman of the merged firm's reinsurance operation, Aon Benfield Re, when regulatory approval is finally obtained. Caron predicted that in January the market would be flat, but that in April, working on June renewals, he thought that rates could rise 10% for property cat coverage. In terms of business movement, Caron said this meeting, the PCI meeting in Scottsdale, was different from past sessions because he saw a number of companies looking to take advantage of American International Group's difficulties and siphon away business from the firm. Caron said AIG is under attack. I do not envy them. Caron said he could not guess whether AIG would lose one policy or thousands. We'll see a little bit more on AIG later from John Charman. Swiss Re has denied emphatically, no, that it is in talks with the Swiss government about a possible bailout. There were rumors flying around Baden-Baden in Germany yesterday, as well as the Scottsdale PCI conference, that Swiss Re might be in talks with Swiss authorities about a possible bailout. A spokesperson for Swiss Re said, no, Swiss Re is not in talks with the Swiss government, nor with the Swiss National Bank, or with anybody about a possible funding. Meanwhile, in Rome, a heavy rainstorm drenched the Italian capital yesterday, flooding streets, causing blackouts across the city, and disrupting traffic at Leonardo da Vinci Airport. Civil authorities say the bad weather is expected to continue in Rome and other parts of Italy through today. The Italian news agency said thunderstorms caused delays at Rome's airport, and several flights were diverted to other airports as a precaution. The rain caused many car accidents and flooded streets in central Rome and cut off electricity in other parts of the city. Hopefully things will get back to normal there. Meanwhile, in northwestern Louisiana yesterday, one person was seriously injured in an explosion at a natural gas facility owned by CenterPoint Energy. The gas transmission station about 12 miles north of Shreveport experienced an explosion. The station is at the intersection of two interstate pipelines owned by CenterPoint subsidiaries. Many residents heard the explosion, quickly came to help. The facility is based north of Shreveport, but CenterPoint is an electric utility which is also based in Houston, Texas. Stock market continues to remain a little bit uneven here. It's about 5 points up as everybody is waiting for 2 o'clock. We'll go now for a word from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation.
Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes Aon.
From prehistoric time to today, man's progress has been marked by his ability to fashion tools and use them to his advantage. From early humans making tools from stone, man evolved and was soon trading with other men. Money evolved, and tools such as the abacus to handle complex money transactions were developed. By the end of the 19th century, machines such as the cash register began to appear. 100 years later, we have even better computer-driven machines which track stock, change prices, and automatically reorder. Meanwhile, the reinsurance industry has failed to embrace man's drive for progress. The reinsurance industry today would be as familiar to practitioners from the 1800s as it is to modern underwriters. An underwriter or broker from 1800 would settle nicely into today's business. That is, until now. For the reinsurance industry, pivot point changes everything. Soon it will be understood that the period before pivot point was as dark as the caveman period was before the abacus. Come and see for yourself if you don't believe. After a demonstration, you will understand.